Hello everyone, this is Jasenia of the LatinaHomemaker.com, and today I wanted to do a tutorial on how to create a collage using PicMonkey, specifically to do like your roundups that you see on Pinterest. And it's very easy, and I'm actually going to show you how to do it with the free version of PicMonkey. So simply what you're going to want to do is go to Collage. And I always choose the option on this side here on the right. Okay, and this is what it's going to look like when you go ahead and open it up. Now I'm just going to show you real quick. I do have the paid version. And I'll show you here that they do have, you see that little crown there, they do have an option there that automatically gives you the layouts for the collage. So you don't have to actually create it or anything yourself. But today I'm going to show you how to do it for free. But I just wanted to show you that is an option if you decided that you wanted to pay for that. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to choose cards under the layouts. And I'll just choose this one here. And obviously that doesn't look anything like the ones we just saw. So you're going to want to tweak this. So I'll go ahead, first flip it over. Again, that was this little icon that you see here. And you're going to want to change the dimensions on that. So 700 by 1000. That's what you want. I don't know why it changed that. Let's do it again. Okay, so it's going to look like this, but I'm going to tweak it so that it looks more like the paid version layout. So I'm going to just move this up here. I'm going to move this slightly up, and let's see, I like to have this kind of staggered a little bit. I don't like it to be all the same. And we'll have it look a little bit like that. And you can mess around with it once the photos are in, so it doesn't have to be exact. And basically what you're going to want to do once you have your layout, go ahead and go to this icon up here for images, and you're going to want to open your photos. Okay, I'm just going to go to all my files because I know that's where I have some of my recent things. Okay, so yesterday I actually created an Easter, well, it would have been an Easter egg roundup. So I still have some of the photos here, and I'm going to use these just to show you an example. They're not my own, but I did use them with permission, so for the roundup. So I'm just going to show you just to show you an example of how I created the roundup that I did, the collage for that. So I'll just pick some pictures here. So if you just bear with me, I have to pick 5 of them. So it'll take me a little tiny bit of time here, but we'll get through it pretty quickly. Let's see which ones. Just choose some different ones. I'm going to make it look different than the one I had yesterday. So you want to have the photos that you're going to be using in the collage, you want to have those photos obviously already downloaded or have them in your files. Because one thing you can't do with PicMonkey is you can save once you create it, but you can't you can lose your work basically if you X out of it. So you definitely want to have your photos ready. And let me see, I'll just pick this one here. Just need 2 more and we can get going. Let's see. And if you notice that a picture doesn't work for you because of the size, or maybe some, you know, words are in the way, I mean, try something else. You know, usually when you're doing a roundup, you usually have several different photos to choose from. So, you know, you can definitely just play around with it. Hopefully all of these will work for me. Let's see, I picked that one. I don't think I did that one yet. Okay, so let's see, I'm going to start with this one here. I'm thinking that might work very well up here. And it did. I'll just move it a little bit. Actually worked out perfect. And I'm thinking this guy, I'm probably going to put him here. And if you see, actually, let me back up again. You see that button there, edit. You're definitely going to want to use that because as you can see, some of the words are there, they're getting cut off, and they're kind of just in the way. So what I do is that usually I make it bigger to get rid of that, and then I just move it around. That usually works pretty well. Let's put this one down here. And again, we'll just move it. I don't think we have to really size it. That kind of worked out pretty good. We'll place this one down here. Again, let's edit that. Nope, I don't want that to show. Okay, and that works. And then we'll use this one here. And again, we're going to edit that so we can't see the words. And there we go. So you basically already created the bulk of your collage there. Now, when you are under this particular setting, you'll see that you don't have too many options here on the side. So what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to save it. And I'm just going to call it Easter egg collage, just to keep it simple. Save it to your computer. Okay, so it's saved. Now I'm going to go back in once again, and this time instead I'm going to go to edit, and it should be under my pictures, under Easter egg collage. So I have quite a few pictures. Should be coming up soon. Nope, looks like I passed it. Here we go. And we open that up, and that's what we just did. Now click on this icon right here. That's your overlay. It looks like a butterfly. And I try to keep this simple. I usually don't play around too much with any of these here unless it's for a printable or something like that. I usually stick to the basics, and I pick banner, usually the ones that I usually go for. And I want it somewhere up along this way. So we'll make that bigger. That's pretty decent size. I'm going to change that to white. And that's the code for white. It's just basically 6 Fs. But you can play around with this here and pick whatever color you want. And usually if you have it like in the corner, that's usually white anyways. And I'm just going to fade it. You can see a little bit of what's in the background. It's about 13%. Okay, so that's done now. Now we're going to want to add the text. And obviously these here are the ones that you have to pay for. So if you do happen to upgrade to that, you'll have access to these fonts. But I'll go ahead and find a free one. That's Emily's Candy. That actually would work well for this since it's, you know, just fun and it's an Easter collage. So we'll go ahead with that. And I usually type my text down below. I don't like to do it above this or right on top of it, just because if I want to change anything, it's a little bit harder to drag down. It'll sometimes think that I'm trying to pull the overlay, and it'll move that around instead. So I usually just write everything below first. I'll just call it Easter egg collage just because. And I'm going to want to make that bigger, so I'll say about, I think 100 will fit. And just pull that. Okay, that's not probably a little too big. Let's change it. Nope, okay, I know what I need to do. I need to center it. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to pull this up here. Yep, works out pretty perfect. Okay, drag it back down because I want to change the color. And probably go for something along the lines of pink. I think that's a nice Easter pink color there. And now I'm going to place it over the overlay. Just kind of center it there. And that's good to go. And if you wanted to go ahead and add your URL, I would say just make it small, maybe just kind of add it somewhere along the lines, like down here. You know, you could add it over the overlay, but it would just kind of get everything kind of crowded. But that's basically it, and you just save it and you're good to go. And I'll just show you quickly the one that I did for yesterday's post, and this is what it looks like. Pretty much the same thing, and that's going to be the size that it's going to come out on your site if you decide to do it this way, the 700 by 1000. You can obviously size it down if you don't want it to be so big, but what's going to happen is the 700 is actually the ideal size for Pinterest. So, and if you notice, it's actually vertical, so I mean it has everything ready to go for, you know, being Pinterest worthy is what they call it. So like I said, it's very easy. You can do it for free. It doesn't take an extremely long amount of time. I would say I'd probably take the longest just choosing the photos and editing those if, you know, if they're not good ones. But other than that, the collage itself is actually fairly easy. So I hope that you found this tutorial very helpful for you, and that and if you did, just leave me a comment and let me know if you want to see any more of these in the future. Thank you.